Terrific. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see everyone's faces as always. And not only welcome to those students who are with us in the Zoom meeting, but welcome Newcastle and the larger world as we're streaming live. So this is a continuing series of our live student performances. They're not live this week, and what we've decided to do under the current conditions is students have pre-submitted some recitals, 5 to 10 minutes long, presenting some of their work. These are finalists for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time. These are finalists who are presenting some of their performance research and work that they're going to be presenting in interim and final recitals. We have 5 acts today, and what we're going to do is show these videos, and then we have the students themselves here, the finalists, who will come on with me afterwards and answer questions. I believe we're also monitoring the stream. If there are any questions out there from people who would like, anyone who would like to ask the questions of the students. Of course, the students here with me in this Zoom meeting are also chatting. They're making comments. They're asking questions and encouraging our performers, which has been really very popular. And I'm looking forward to it again today. So students here in the meeting with me, please do forward any questions towards me to me, and I'll try to keep track of them as we go. And then when I have the students, we can do a little interview, and they'll also be explaining a bit about their pieces before or afterwards. So students are still arriving, but I think we're going to start with our first act, and we have Prudence Hallgel, and she's going to be presenting a recording of 3 of her original compositions, 2 of which she co-authored. So this is Prudence Hallgel. Take it away.
Where 2, 3, 4. That was Home, an original composition. And now this is Liquid Love. March 2020, Corona, locked in, stay at home. And we both have a strong persona, so life is now all kinds of grown. I've got mixed feelings in my head, kisses and tears. With you I'm happy to share my bed, but I get frozen by the fear. You know you're my cup of tea. All my life I've learned to please, but when you call me honey, I wanna melt into your liquid love. Da 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 da, da da. Scan of proximity, need more air. I push you aside. Our angles are sharp like a square. Can I let go of my pride? I can doubt many things, but not you, 'cause you're my basement. I have faith in your ocean blue. I wanna love you as long as I can. You know you're my cup of tea. All my life I've learned to please. But when you call me honey, I wanna melt into your liquid love. Liquid love. Water, clouds, rain, drops, ice, ocean, river, sea. Water, clouds, rain, drops, ice, ocean, river, sea. Next one is a party song, because I know you've all missed partying as much as I have. So I know you're there. So come on, join the cups, join the love, join hands, and dance with me. Dum da 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 dum dum ba da ba da bum ba da ba bum 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 ba da ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba da ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba da ba dum. Tonight I need to blow up some steam and feel my hips move from left to right. Can you see my orange heartbeat when we dance under the moonlight? Pour me a drink, pour me another. I raise a glass when we're together. The colors and sounds heal my soul. You know I'm ready now to lose control. I need to find a quiet space where the music is alive. Come on, give me that drum and bass so my head can stop spinning round and round. I'm with my friends tonight. Can you feel the vibe? We're gonna party till sunlight. Now I'm connecting with my tribe. We're in the thick of it now. Watch everybody move, releasing their sexy to the groove. Humans expressing their style and hands getting tactile. I haven't felt this free in a while. And DJ, thank you for the records of the finals. You're the wizard. The rhythm and beat kick up my heels. That wild side of mine I will now reveal. I need to find a quiet space where the music is alive. Come on, give me that drum and bass so my head can stop spinning round and round. I'm with my friends tonight. Can you feel the vibe? We gonna party till sunlight. Now I'm connecting with my tribe. Dup, 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 day, dup, 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 day, dup, 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 day, dup, 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 day, day, day. I'm with my friends tonight. Can you feel the vibe? We gonna party till sunlight. Now I'm connecting with my tribe. Dum 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 da 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 dum dum da da dum 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 da 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 dum dum da da dum 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 da 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 dum dum da da dum 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 da 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 dum.
Fantastic. Thank you, Prudence. Prudence, are you there?
Yep,
Can
I'm
you
here.
there you are. Great. Congratulations. Let me just spotlight you. Whoa, what just happened there? Oh, that's fabulous. So there's, as you can see, there's a lot of great chat. I mean, oh, we're getting an echo.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hold on a second. We're getting. Is that for you? Yeah. Can you maybe mute your, turn off your stream, Prudence? You're probably getting it on your stream, your YouTube stream. Okay, so let's continue. So Prudence. It might be some. Can I ask?
Can you hear me?
everyone
She's
to
coming.
mute
She's coming.
themselves?
Yeah, she's there. She's there, Larry, now.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you
Okay,
hear
we're
me?
back. We're back. The technical snafu. It was bound to happen at some point, wasn't it? So welcome. So I'm going to field some questions now. The time. Anyone want to write some questions into the chat? In the meantime, I have a couple myself, and just responding to some of the comments here. You know, one thing that we all noticed was your audience interaction. How wonderful! I mean, I really did forget that was a video. I really did feel you were performing live for us. The way you interacted and encouraged an audience interaction, and that must be so hard to do. Is that something you're just used to doing? Do you perform a lot in clubs, and is this part of your performing style? Why do you feel it comes naturally to you?
I really love performing in general in any kind of way, and I just knew if I interacted through the camera, it would bring some life to the video itself, and I would include the audience as well, even though it's a deferred recording and a deferred like release of it. It's still a connection with the audience, so I wanted to take them into account.
It was really terrific, and we also had someone who said there was a Grace Jones moment, which I thought was quite interesting. For one comment, who do you feel your influences are?
I would say Kimbra, definitely. Kimbra, Sarah Bareilles, Melody Gardot, Lizzo, Camille. She's a French artist. Camille.
You're French. We ask where are you from?
France.
Where? Can you tell us?
Paris, sorry.
You're Parisian.
Yeah.
Terrific. And let's see, looking at some of the questions. Yeah, I think that's a question. It sounded very, very slick. How much post-production work was done on the video? Or was, I mean, the looping we could see you were actually doing, but in terms of processing the sound after to the
There's
video, was
no
that all live?
yeah, there was no post-production per se, because so my boyfriend was helping me do the performance actually, and he was actioning the the reverb and some delay. So he was not on camera, but he was on the mixing desk next to me, and so he was like actioning reverb and delay at the same time.
Okay, that answers Jake's question that there was someone mixing live, but there was some
Yeah,
mixing, but it was a live mixing, so we're
it
still
was a
looking at a
live
performance.
performance.
I mean, but the backing track, obviously, for the second and third pieces were pre-prepared.
Yeah, it was it's a production in itself. It becomes a backing track, but it's a composition backing track.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it's quite modern. I'm learning how to do this, and actually this this Zoom performance is kind of a blessing in disguise, because I would usually just get with the band and make music with like real life instrumentalists, but here I can work with my boyfriend and we work together, we do production together, and I'm learning a new way to make music.
I can totally sympathize with that. This is a sort of a blessing in disguise, and we're all learning new technologies, aren't we? I mean, I recorded 2 minutes of an independent Spanish film over the weekend, and I had never done that before. I didn't know how to work with a MIDI track. I'm an opera singer, so usually you put a microphone in front of me and I sing, but I had to learn to do a lot of that all myself. So we're all learning these technologies, and hopefully this will be a plus that we take with us after this horrible period we're in, but there are some really good blessings. So, and then the last question, I think only one was a guess, which was my guess, was how many looping tracks were there in the first track? Our guess was there were 4 at the beginning, and then you added 2 more, so 6 voices in addition to you on top, so 7 total. Is that right?
I've never counted actually.
I'll tell you
And
what, yeah, if
especially
you can come back to us later and put it in the chat if you don't know the
okay.
exact answer. Maybe your boyfriend can tell you. I think me and another person, we heard kind of 1 voice and then 3 voices in a chorus, and then you added 2 voices plus you on top. So I think there were 7, but we'd love to know. So
Yeah,
maybe you
I'll
can get
count.
back to us later on. So thank you so much, Prudence. That was really wonderful, really interesting stuff.
Thank you,
Congratulations. You can
Larry.
see
And
from the comments, people really enjoyed it. Sorry, what did you want to say?
thank you, Larry, and thank you for the comments, and like thank you very much.
Yeah, it really means a lot to us as performers, doesn't it, to get this kind of feedback
Definitely.
from especially our fellow students. And I would encourage students as we go, and also people out there who are on the streaming. I've put a little comment in on the YouTube. Please do make some comments. I didn't check again. I should have checked before we let you go. Let's just see. Did anyone make a comment? No. But anyone who's watching on our YouTube stream, please feel free to put a question into the comment, and I could put the question to our performers here. But it really does make a difference. And I would encourage the students who are listening in on this to also ask questions, maybe I wouldn't say critical questions, but really, very, very specific questions about something maybe that puzzles you about the performance, something that, or something about the background of the performers, which I'm sure they'd be delighted to answer. So thanks again, Prudence. We're going to move on to Dan, and Dan would like to introduce his pieces. He's has 2 compositions, Running Away and Chamber of Reflection. Dan, where are you?
Hello.
We've still got Prudence. I need to remove your spotlight. We're still, Dan, where are you? Just start talking, Dan, and you will
Okay.
pop up.
Yeah, hello.
There you are. Thank you.
All right, I'm doing two covers so I play keys. My performance is on keys, and that will be taking up the 2/3 to the right of the screen. On the left side of the screen will be everything else that went in, like as a backing track, essentially. So yeah, it's Joey Dossek's Running Away with Sam Harris on vocals, and Chamber of Reflection by Mac DeMarco with me on vocals for one of the first times. So yeah, cheers.
Terrific. Thanks, Dan. Take it away.
Anytime you think about her, the feelings there, she's thinking about you, about you, about you. Anytime you see her in the street, what choice is there? She's gotta see you after you're through. Oh, I gotta believe it, baby. That you're thinking about me, baby. Don't know what you're thinking about any other day, but you keep on running away, running away, running away, running away. I try not to expect much anymore. It's over now, but what was it all for? What was it all for? Yeah, yeah. And I'll always care about you, baby. The feelings there grew it too long to say it's gone, yeah, it's gone. I got to believe it, baby, that you're thinking about me, baby. Don't know what you're thinking about any other day, when you keep on running away, running away, running away, yeah, running away. Why'd you keep on running? Why'd you keep on running away? Why'd you keep on running away? Running away. Why'd you keep on? Why'd you keep on? Why'd you keep on I don't mind to think about her, as long as she's thinking about me, about me, about me, about me, yeah. I got to believe it, babe, that you're thinking about me, baby. Don't know what you're thinking about any other day, when you keep on running
Congratulations, Dan. That was
Thanks.
really lovely. Let's get you spotlighted here.
Hello.
So, congratulations. I mean, you see the comments going crazy.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
One student remarked that it was their favorite student performance so far. That's got to
Thank
make you
very
feel
much.
good.
Yeah, thanks for that. There's a lot of work.
Did you say that this is the first time you've sung in public?
So I've done some stuff in like kind of studio stuff I've done before with my vocals, but this is the first kind of performance-based thing I've done. So yeah, it's
I mean,
quite
you
a new
have
thing
a
to me.
lovely, sweet sound to your voice, which is fantastic. Influences? We have a lot of people saying Tame Impala. Is that
Yeah.
definitely an influence?
Big time, yeah.
Big time.
Tame Impala, and then I've only recently actually gotten onto Mac DeMarco, and that's his song. And I guess that kind of whole psychedelic rock pop like bracket is kind of what I fit into quite nicely at the minute.
Right. I suppose a question just in general for, when are you finished with a piece? When do you know that you're not gonna, or are you gonna develop this further, this cover, this interpretation?
I'll talk about Chamber of Reflection with that question, because I originally was going to do both of these songs with bands, obviously like in person performing with a full ensemble. And the reason I did Chamber of Reflection like that is because like I didn't have any other kind of way of doing it. So I did it with the drum machine and the synths and like looped it all and put it all together in one go. Whereas I don't know, I might end up changing that for the recital, depending on if I can work with other people, things like that, if I can get a drummer in. So yeah.
So it's possible you'll have some more development. We're getting some questions about the synths you used. Did you use analog or digital synth on the top?
So on the top, that is a Korg Mini log, which is obviously analog, and it is just like a little bit of detuning, getting the layers right, things like that. Keep it close to the original because I didn't want to kind of go too far away from it.
Great. Any other questions here? Have I missed? If anybody put a question that I've missed, I have a final, just I don't know, it's a little bit, but a suggestion is your transition between the two songs. What are you thinking you could do? My observation was, perhaps I get the impression you're not the most comfortable, even though you're perfectly chatty right now. You're not the most comfortable interacting with an audience in the way, for example, Prudence is.
No, I've never really done it before properly, so it's still a new thing.
So I'm wondering whether that's something you could kind of work on. I'm not saying you have to incessantly chatter and be a total stage animal, audience animal in the way some performers are. That's not your thing. That's not your persona. But for example, a small thing, I noticed you spent some time putting the bass on, and then you turned on the percussion loop, and then you started the bass. I'm just wondering if you could turn on the percussion and have that kind of going, and maybe just kind of move to it a little bit. You maybe don't even need to say anything, but you could kind of chat away and say, hey, I hope you guys really like this. Yeah. This is a song. And while you're putting the bass on, it's not even something you have to think about while you're putting that bass on. And then you could be quiet and kind of start the bass loop. It's just a suggestion for a way you could link those two by including either the music from the previous number or bleeding into the next. I don't. It'd be interesting what other people think about that. Maybe they'll send you some things that they're thinking of or suggestions. But really fantastic stuff. Congratulations, Dan. It was really beautiful stuff. All the best. So we're now going to move on to. We're going to move on to Bruce Lambeau Rudd, who has two sets of Norwegian and modern tunes for us. And Bruce, where are you?
Hi. Yeah.
Hiya, Bruce. Welcome. You're going to introduce these tunes for us. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah. So the first set is two tunes. The first tune is a traditional Norwegian song, which one of my teachers in Rowland, where I was studying abroad last year, he took the melody and turned it into a tune. And I then took that and sort of made it a slower, more free time. And it's called Det var en lørdag aften, it was a Saturday afternoon. I think it's traditional from the more southern regions. And I follow that with a tune by an English fiddler called Dave Shepherd, and the tune's called Ashburnham. It's written for dance. And the second set is two Norwegian dance tunes called Finnskogspulse, which are these sort of asymmetric rhythm dance tunes from the Finnskog region. And I got them both from a Norwegian box player called Tom Rustad, who's quite one of the best known box players over there. Yeah.
Terrific. Thanks a lot, Bruce. Take it away.
Thanks for the nice comments, everybody.
So
Yeah.
congratulations, Bruce. You can see the comments going down. So the biggest question we're all desperate to know is, I'm messing around with the view here. Where are you? So the biggest question we all want to know is, what was the meter?
Yeah, so it's
How is that notated? The Norwegian dance tune, the asymmetric one.
yeah. I can't remember exactly how it's notated, but it's counted in threes with the spacing between the first two beats and the second and third beats being different.
I heard 3 + 3 + 2, which to me adds up to 8. Not someone as suggested 7, 8. We definitely heard 3 beats, but I heard 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, which in classical would be 3 + 3 + 2, adding up to 8. But of course, it's not in any traditional 4. It's certainly not 4/4. Even though it has 8 beats. And I suppose my question is, have you ever seen anyone dance to that? What does that dance look like?
Yeah, so we couples from Newcastle, we went there last year and we had dance classes, and the dancing was definitely a big part of it. It's great fun. Because they've got these tune types like pulse, which that was. They also have springers and gangers over there, but they have regional variations. So one from one region would be played differently and would have a different rhythmic meter to one from a different section of the country. So they have regional dances and regional tunes, very functional tunes, for the dance. The steps and the search for the dances are quite confusing at the start, but great fun when you get the hang of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to explore that. For Baroque music, the relationship with the original dances is kind of a missing link for us, and it's something I still really want to explore as a Baroque singer, because all of these 18th century dances are so important, in those pulses for how you perform them. And my question was, a few people, and what I would like to say to all the students is, there is no such thing as a stupid question, and I'm about to ask a stupid one. I asked what a castagnari is, but I gather from the chat that that's the type of accordion you're playing. Can you explain that to us a little bit?
Yeah, so that's just the brand who or the maker, because
Okay.
there's a village in Italy called Castelfidardo where there are like about 10 or slightly less now different makers of melodeons and accordions. You've got like all these factory produced ones, but these are ones where teams of Italians will make them by hand with wood and such. So that's just a brand name.
So would you say the Castagnari is the top maker at the moment, or are the Italians the best accordion makers?
Yeah, they're considered one of the highest. They make really nice boxes.
And who would the next best makers be, would you say?
I'm not sure. I mean, there are makers from France who make nice instruments. They have lots of instrument festivals over there, and there are like lots of independent makers as well. Just people working in their garage, getting a year's worth of orders.
Who could be from anywhere, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Terrific. Well, thank you really very much, Bruce. That was a great performance, really interesting. Thanks so much. We're going to move on to our fourth performer, and this is Daisy Sidlani. And Daisy is happy to take some questions afterwards, but we're going to hear a few lovely piano pieces. She's going to do a nocturne by Borodin, and then she's going to do a romance by Brahms. Take it away, Daisy. Congratulations, Daisy. That was lovely. Can we hear you?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Congratulations. Getting lots of great comments about your phrasing and your dynamics, which I would absolutely agree with. I thought it was really interesting. It wasn't even a transition or a pause. You segued right between those two pieces. Was that intentional?
No,
I thought you were still playing the. I thought you were still playing the Borodin.
No. I just went to the next one.
You just went for it. It
Yeah.
really, it was quite seamless. I suppose my first question to you is, and we're looking for questions. Why Borodin? I mean, he's a kind of a, for sure, if there was a minor composer, he would be one of those kind of, minor composers who's kind of known for the Polovstian dances from Prince Igor that, people play at, people. Olivia, if you could mute yourself, you're coming up on the screen. That they kind of play at the proms, he's kind of has his party pieces. Mussorgsky is another kind of one of those minor Russian composers who have those kind of couple great. So what turned you on to Borodin's piano music?
Well, I'm doing a piece from Prince Igor as well, and Mussorgsky in my final recital, because I'm just doing a lot of Russian music, like I'm focusing on Russian composers.
Why?
Because I really like their music.
What about their music that do you like?
I don't know. I think a lot of them don't really write stuff for piano, so I think when there are a few pieces that are for piano, it's quite nice to look at them. It's the same with like Glinka and stuff. They don't really write for piano, so it's quite nice and different to the stuff that I normally have to play.
So something slightly different. I think there's a different sensibility, isn't there? There's the deep Russian soul. You feel the passion coming across, don't you? Whether it's Tchaikovsky or Glinka. We have a question on YouTube. Can you just repeat what the two pieces were for people who are just tuning in a little bit late?
It was a nocturne by Borodin in G flat major, and then a Brahms romance in F.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. G flat major. What do you think the difference between G flat major and F sharp major is? This is kind of a geeky classical question.
Well, sharp keys are brighter. And I think because it's quite chromatic and stuff, he wanted to create a more like mellow kind of feel. And there's a lot of like droning in the bass. And I don't think it would work as well in a sharp key, but I prefer flat keys. So
even though notationally they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
And perhaps in the 19th century there would have been a difference, but on a modern piano there isn't. I wonder if that's an interesting topic, just a way of exploring this music and really tuning the G flat major to see if you get a different feeling. Thank you. That was a question from the YouTube. Thank you, YouTube watcher. A question from Chelsea. Were the ornaments improvised? You did some trills.
No.
Of course, how you perform the trill is up to you as a performer, right? The speed at which you do the trill. And then my final question to you is, I was watching you as you were watching yourself, and you looked quite embarrassed, especially at one of the page turns. What's going through your head when you're watching yourself?
I think it's just a bit uncomfortable to watch yourself perform. And I think in that one, especially the page turns and stuff, I probably wouldn't normally do myself. So you have to try and pull it off in the middle of a performance without it looking weird.
I absolutely, again, sympathize with this. It's absolute torture for me to listen to myself or watch myself, but it's absolutely necessary for us to do this, which is why I encourage all of you, whatever year you are, but especially obviously the second years and the third years, but especially the finalists, to watch your video from the previous year and go through it with your tutors, because you do learn so many things. I find you learn a lot. I'll tell you what I like. You learn a lot, and also the things that you thought were really terrible, you find out are not so bad. And you don't worry about the things you no longer need to worry about. It's a positive experience as much as, oh gosh, why did I sing or play that note that way? I can actually make that better. now I understand what my tutor's been telling me all this time. They've been banging away at this, and I've been kind of, yeah. But when you hear it, for me, it was how to pronounce an R, how to roll my Italian R's. And I had a diction coach go at me. Oh, they sound too American. They sound too American. And I thought, yeah. And then I finally heard it on a recording, and I thought, oh, she's got a point there. I need to really work on this. So, did you have any of those aha moments, or just sheer embarrassment of watching it, not only watching yourself, but watching yourself in public?
I think, well, both of those pieces, there are things that I do need to work on. I think some of them are technical, which I think in terms of expression is like, it makes it harder to express the music you're performing if you don't know it as well as you could. And there were moments in the Brahms which hopefully if I know a bit better, then I could express better.
So this is going to be your journey, especially with that piece, at least, is
Yeah.
to really get to know it. And does getting to know it mean almost learning it by heart?
Yeah.
And freeing yourself up from the music? Sometimes that's such a crutch for us classical musicians, to have that score in front of us. And I know that's very much de rigueur now for a lot of orchestras to play an orchestral piece, choirs to perform things completely by memory. It's a massive work to memorize. Of course, most pianists will perform an entire program by heart. That's kind of the thing that pianists do, isn't it, really? Although, we absolutely allow you to use music, but freeing yourself up from that music is a really great step. So it was beautifully played, and congratulations on that, and best of luck for your development of that piece as you progress this year. I'm going to move on to our last act, so thank you very much, Daisy.
Thank you.
And we're going to move on to our last performer, last singer, Molly Haynes. Molly, are you there? Molly's going to take questions afterwards. So she's going to be performing 2 covers. She's going to do a Billie Eilish cover and a Harry Styles cover. Take it away, Molly.
Hello, I'm Molly Haynes, and I'm going to be singing My Future by Billie Eilish and Adore You by Harry Styles. I can't seem to focus, and you don't seem to notice I'm not here. I'm just a mirror. You check your complexion to find your reflections all alone. I had to go. Can't you hear me? I'm not coming home. Do you understand? I've changed my plans, 'cause I'm in love with my future. Can't wait to meet her, and I'm in love, and not with anybody else. Just wanna get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. No, I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone, but aren't I someone? Walk in your rainbow paradise. Strawberry lipstick state of mind. And I get so lost inside those eyes. Would you believe it? No, you don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say you're mine, honey. I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. And honey, I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. It's the only thing I'll ever do. The only thing I'll ever do. Your wonder under summer sky. Brown skin and lemon over eyes. You don't have to say you love me. I just wanna tell you something. Lately you've been on my mind, honey. I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. And honey, I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Like it's the only thing I'll ever do. Like it's the only thing I'll ever do. Honey, I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. And honey, I'll walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Like it's the only thing I'll ever do.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Thanks, Molly. Molly, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. Hi, congratulations. How did that feel?
Horrible.
Why?
It's just so nerve-wracking, and I think like under the circumstance, it's just so weird. Normally, I much prefer, performing with a band, having that like surrounding, but instead I'm in my room.
Right. So let's talk about that. It's not an ideal condition. So, what's your ideal hall or
Well, I like,
space, and how many people in the audience? Just give us, pie in the sky. Where would you feel the most comfortable?
I mean, preferably in like a dark room, like an actual gig or something. Just yeah. I always have fun performing in the basement in the studios and stuff. So it's a different thing overall. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice though at the same time, because it's, you know, I'm getting used to having this environment and just exploring what I can actually do and like record and stuff like that. So I guess there's some positives.
Absolutely. And I guess it's kind of tricky both ways. I mean, you know, on the one hand, we're not performing in front of audiences. On the other hand, you know, do you have any performance anxiety when you're recording these videos?
Yeah, really, really bad. I don't really have the best setup anyway. Like I had to record that from my phone. So it's not ideal, but I'm surprised with how it actually came out anyway. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but
No, absolutely not, which is one of the reasons why it's really useful to watch ourselves. But you know, I mean, in terms of performance anxiety, are you, so you're not nervous in front of a big crowd when you're performing, or do they inspire you? Do they give you energy?
it gives me energy. Like if I'm on a stage, I just feel like I've got, I don't know, it just gives you the kind of confidence to just like in that scenario, you're under pressure and you've got that like one chance to do it. Whereas if I'm sat in my room going to sing, it's not, you don't really feel as confident. I don't know, it's nice to have that feedback as well. Like it's nice to have like an applause or people, you know, sat enjoying it with you in the same room. So
Yeah, I mean, one thing I noticed, and one of the comments was that you closed your eyes, that you were really intent but the danger of closing your eyes is you're cutting off the audience, right? So the question is, do you have any plan for when you're closing your eyes and when you're opening your eyes? Because you open your eyes on "Do you understand?" for example, I noticed, and that was so powerful. You turned right to the lens of your phone, obviously. Um, but I didn't sense there was any pattern of when you were closing your eyes and opening them. Do you think about that while you're performing?
yeah, it's something that I'm trying to control with my vocal coach, because it's kind of just a habit of when it's like I don't know, when I sang "Do You Understand," I felt a little bit more emotional towards that. Like I didn't necessarily want to I don't know, I felt the need to do it then, but in most cases I'll do it when I'm going for maybe like a bigger note, or if it's like a deeper breath, something like that. But it's just little habits that I've got and I am trying to get back out of.
Well, I was going to encourage you to open your eyes more. So do you
Yeah.
understand is a question. Were you asking a question of someone? Is that why you opened your eyes?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just wondering, you know, we love that connection with you, and I think we want more connection with you with the camera. And I'm just wondering if there's a way for you to imagine someone on the other side of that camera who is special to you, who you're
Yeah.
singing to directly. And maybe as an exercise, we believe me, I'm a singer. We all have our little ticks, and that's one of the things I hate when I watch myself. Little things again that my voice teacher has been telling me to get rid of for 20 years. Anyway, for me, it's not going to happen. It's too late. But for you, it's not too late. And I wonder whether an interesting exercise would be to perform one of those songs now that we have these video options, completely looking, almost keeping your eyes open, staring as I'm doing right now. I'm sorry, everyone, staring directly at that lens and trying to keep your eyes open and singing to a person on the other side of that camera for the entirety of the song, rather than going back into what is possibly a reflexive move for you of probably comfortable, because when we close our eyes, we don't have to worry about who might be listening or not. And even in a video, I'm wondering if that would be just a good exercise so that you have control over doing that when you, and we're not saying that it's not a lovely thing. We love to see that, but your eyes are so engaging. And when you connect with us, it's that energy comes across. It's so really wonderful. Any other questions for Molly? Let me see if I've missed anything. The passion, giving people goosebumps. You have such a beautiful control over your voice, which is really lovely. And the registers is also very nice. I had another question about the arrangements. The Harry Styles was an acoustic cover. Was that your idea, or do you work with someone to develop these covers? How do you decide what kind of arrangement you're going to do?
Well, I kind of just knew I wanted to strip that one down a little bit because I think everyone's heard it. It's quite a upbeat pop song, and I know deep down that I'm not really like suited to stuff like that. So I just did quite a bit of searching, looking for like acoustic covers of it on like online and YouTube, and I came across that one. So it felt better for me as an artist.
Well, it certainly worked really well, and we were all delighted to hear. Let me see if there's any questions from the audience on YouTube. We don't seem to have any. So thank you very much, Molly. And I'd like us all to give all 5 of our performers and performances a big round of applause. Congratulations, all of you. It was really fantastic. That was another fantastic Thursday evening. Thank you all students for tuning in, but thank you all of you out there who have decided to turn in. And I would like finally to thank our wonderful technician and who's almost become a TV producer, Fred Hollingsworth, who has made this, as always, possible behind the scenes. So thank you, Fred. Thank you, Olivia, our administrator, for putting this all together and corralling you guys, collecting the videos. And thank you once again to our 5 performers, Prudence, Dan, Bruce, Daisy, and Molly. Prudence, did you put in the number of tracks? You still have 30 seconds to do so. If someone
Okay,
sounded...
I think it's 7.
7, so we were right,
Yeah.
including you. So 6 plus you.
No, that would be 8.
Ah, so it was 8. So there was an extra. Thank you for coming
Yes.
back to us on that. Sorry again. So just finally, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for performing. One final round of applause, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks so much.